All right, guys, welcome back to another video with Carl's Garage. And as you guys can see by my screen, I'm going to be covering, let's go ahead and make this bigger. I'm going to be covering why I was called out by a YouTuber and was I scammed? Did I scam somebody? Because this guy right here, scammed by Flying Wheels. This has been, if you guys don't know, I'm the Kia guy. I help thousands of people get their engines replaced, or at least start the process to getting your engine replaced if you have a Kia, Hyundai, or Genesis product. You have the Theta 2 engine in there, or even the 1.6 liter engines and the Kia Souls and stuff like that. Also the hybrid engines. And then also I help people with the electric vehicles. There's a lot of recalls going on with those as well, with the electric vehicles in the port. So when I seen this video a few weeks ago, this guy put out his video 4 weeks. And then 2 weeks ago, this guy, I forgot his name, but the guy who owns Flying Wheels, he put out his response video. And I remember watching this, I think hours after he released it about 2 weeks ago. I think I was driving back from Dallas handling business, and me and my wife are in the car, and I'm like, babe, I have to respond. I have to respond. I actually was going to call his dealership in New Hampshire, because he has one in New Hampshire and also in Florida. As you can see, the destruction. Sorry about that, man. But I'm like, man, listen, I could totally help you in the future. And also the guy who was claiming, Callaway, also the guy who was claiming that he was scammed. So I'm just going to give my 2 cents on the situation. Again, you guys can leave in the comments if you think my opinion is right or not. Remember, I do this for a living. So, and from watching both of their videos, yes, one sells cars for a living and the other guy works on mostly motorcycles for a living. I think, and I guess I'll just go ahead and get into it, I think that in this situation, they both were wrong. Now, this is more of a chicken and the egg type of situation. Which one is first, the chicken or the egg? And technically, if you're in the science community and stuff like that, the chicken is first, right? The chicken, all right, sorry, I think I must have just got a call or something because my phone just went out. So I'm recording on my phone. So in this situation, like I said, if you're in science, evolution, the evolution of any type of creature, it's going to evolve. And then if it's not asexual, then it has to mate, and then that's how you would get an egg. That's just how biology works. So the chicken has to come first. In this situation, who's at fault first? So let me just give you a little background. So this guy right here purchased this car, this Hyundai Veloster, from the auction and put it at his, okay, so this guy right here from Flying Wheels, he purchased this Hyundai Veloster from the auction, which again, he shows you how to get cars from the auction, how to flip cars. This is what he does for a living out of New Hampshire, out of his dealership in New Hampshire. Sorry, I got my car in the background. He bought this Hyundai Veloster, and I tell people, and if you guys don't know, I have my book does all of this for you. It explains if you're going to get any type of Hyundai or Kia car or a Genesis, you've got to make sure that you have all of the paperwork that is associated with it before you purchase it. And by that, I mean, in this situation, he, as the dealer, should have gone to Hyundai and made sure that this car had the KSDS on it. And if it did, then he needs to give that information to any potential buyer. This is very important. That's just a little backstory. He sold this car to this gentleman right there. He sold it to him, and then the engine blew. And then he felt scammed by this gentleman who sold him the car. So the first person who I listened to was him, because he's the seller, and then I went and listened to his video. So there's some pretty long videos, and again, I'll put you guys can go check out their videos. You just type in Flying Wheel Scammed, and you're gonna see both videos. But a lot of people are making videos on this subject, and they have no clue how any of this stuff works. I've been doing this since 2020. I've been helping thousands of people. Yes, I got a book, but again, the book is only for people who are too lazy to just watch all of my videos. So between Straight Outta Content with 35,000 subscribers or 36,000 subscribers, and Carl's Garage with like 4,000, 5,000. Between those two channels, you can get all of the information and my live videos, all of the information that you need to help you get your engine replaced for free, including in that Hyundai Veloster. 100% for free. You don't have to buy the book. The book is just for people who just want to print out the documents, walk into their Hyundai or Kia dealership and say, hey, this is proof that you have to replace my engine because you are failing to do so. And I will get into that, because if this guy had bought the book, he would have been able to do that, but he wasn't able to do that. And I don't think he even still has a resolution. And that was about a month ago. So, but there's some other nuanced things to this guy too, that I'm like, okay, it's also his fault. So in a nutshell, this guy, so this raggedy Hyundai, which I tell everybody don't buy, and if you are gonna buy it from the auction, make sure that you have all the paperwork, because you will run into something like this where you get blamed for scamming somebody, and then that makes other people not want to do business with you. And there's not really, in this situation, it's not really anything that you, the owner of the car company, of the third-party dealer, can do in this situation. Let me explain to you why both of them are 100% at fault, 100%. This gentleman right here, and this is why I was gonna call their dealership and say, hey, listen, I can help you out with this, but you guys are 100% at fault. And I went to their website, they got some great deals. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not paid by any shape, form, fashion from their from anything from them. He doesn't know I'm making this, he doesn't know me from a can of paint, neither party does. But I went to his website, they got some pretty good deals. I was looking at they got 2 SUVs and a truck, and I'm like, in Texas, those trucks are like, those SUVs and trucks are probably like $3 to $4 grand more. Now, maybe in New Hampshire, they're not worth as much. Down here, those trucks and SUVs are worth a lot more than he's selling them for. And obviously he's doing retail, he's getting them from the auction and he's selling them at a markup. But especially with the miles, they're like under, 2 of them are like under 150,000 miles, and he's got it for like 16 to 17 grand. Those things are pushing 20 all day down here. From doing this, I actually sell a product in my own business, and then I've been dealing with cars. My brother had a car dealership back home in upstate New York. It's just, I have a history in this. So moving forward, the reason why I say that all of this 100% could have been avoided from any third-party dealer. So this isn't just about flying wheels. This is also about any third-party dealer. If you are purchasing a Hyundai or Kia or Genesis product from the auction, or from somebody who's trading in a car or something like that, the number one thing that you are responsible for doing is knowing about that car. You are responsible for knowing about the car. Just like these Mercedes, they have, yes, of course, I spent a fortune on 2 of my Mercedes SL500s and regret it, of course, because they're piece of crap cars. So, and they're also on his website. So they're piece of crap cars. You need to know about that before you buy them. So in this situation of this Hyundai Veloster, you are responsible for knowing about that car and its shortcomings and its recalls. Like, case in point right now, any dealer right now with a twin turbo V6 new Tacoma, or I think the new Lexus SUV, I forgot which one, the LX, there's a huge Toyota recall on that motor, on that twin turbo V6, the new ones, because they stopped doing V8s. So those, Toyota got rid of the V8 and now they use a twin turbo V6, but there's a catastrophic issue going on with those motors. Toyota is recalling all of them. You can just bring in your Toyota with that engine, and if it's blown, you will get a new one. No questions asked. There's no recall lawsuit. There's no having to have a KSDS or special software or anything in order to get your engine replaced. They are just replacing them, like as they should. They're just replacing them. But with that said, unfortunately, Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis are not moving in that direction. In order to get your engine replaced, you have to have a special software, and you have to have all your ducks in a row, your maintenance, and all this other stuff. And they've been through 3 lawsuits just pertaining to the engines, and it is a uphill battle. That's the reason why I have a book. And if you look at my channel, I have thousands of people that I've helped. You look at all my comments and all the comments that I'll even get from this video, thousands of people come to me to help get their engines replaced, and I am able to help them. Because if you're blunt and if you are direct and if you know what the hell you're talking about, which I seen this guy's video and he does not, then no, they are not going to replace your engine because you are an idiot and you don't know what to say to them, and they're not in the business to lose money. So each dealer is independent and they are responsible for replacing that engine and then sending the bill to Hyundai to get reimbursed for that engine. So if a dealership, say in here in Conroe, Texas, Cowboy Kia, if they have to replace 15 motors a month, they got to come out of pocket for that. They got to come out of pocket. That's the reason why a lot of your cars are sitting, because they'll take the car, they'll accept the car, it'll get accepted to get the engine replaced, and then they're waiting for their money from Kia first. they're not even gonna touch your car until Kia pays for it all. And then they're gonna try to hit you with prices like fluids, transmission stuff. They're gonna try to nickel and dime you and tell you that you gotta pay for this, this, this. The motor only covers this. They're gonna try to get some money back. And remember that the motor that they're putting in there is not a new motor, because Kia is not making the Theta 2 engine anymore. So the only way they're gonna be able to get it is if they refurbish another motor that's in like a not a warehouse, that's in a junkyard or something like that. They refurbish these motors and then put them right back in your car. That's why it's a lifetime engine warranty. All of these videos are on both of my channels, and you would know this if you are a person who's buying from the auction, or if you are a person who's purchasing a vehicle. You are responsible for knowing this. Like if I go buy a Chevy, everyone says Chevy trucks, Chevy trucks, Chevy trucks. Well, before I go buy a Chevy truck, I know that they have a lot of issues, especially now in their later models, with the start-stop program. And there's a piece of software in there that wants to shut off 4 of the cylinders to get better fuel economy, but this messes with the truck. Also about a Hemi truck. If I want to go buy a Hemi truck, especially like the later years, 2016 or 2009, 2012, whatever, I know that there's such thing as called a Hemi tick, right? And there's no recall for that. You know that oh yeah, Hemi's cool, it looks great, Ram truck. Okay, well, guess what? When I buy that truck and that thing starts ticking loud, yeah, I'm gonna have to have the heads come off, and somebody's gonna have to get in there and do whatever the hell they got to do to fix that Hemi tick. And if I let it keep going, it's going to cause catastrophic issues to the motor. These are things that you just got to know. All cars aren't perfect. And to give you guys to kind of more of a backstory, please go watch these videos. This gentleman said that he was buying a car for his son, and he doesn't know much about cars, obviously. And I don't even know if he said that, but I can tell he doesn't know much about cars, because he tells you in his video, I saw Flying Wheels YouTube channel or whatever, and I went to their channel and I went to their website and I saw Nissan Altima, and I thought that thing was pretty minted out or whatever the heck he said. And as soon as he said Nissan Altima, I was like, this guy knows absolutely nothing about cars. Every mechanic out there, any mechanic that's actually looking, and maybe you might be Nissan Altima biased, but anyway, any mechanic, we all know that the Nissan Altima is the most wackest, worst car ever made. Like next to these Hyundais, it's like Nissan. No, the worst one is definitely Kia Hyundai, but then right underneath that is the Nissan Altima. And here's why. Their transmissions blow like left and right. It's like the Chevy old school transmission. They blow left and right. It was the 4L60E or 4L80E or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Nissan is known for bad transmissions, all the way up to their Nissan GTR, all the way down to their Nissan Altima. They're known for bad transmissions 100%, and especially in the crap Nissan Altima. When I used to work at CarMax, that was our #1 car that we could sell, because no matter what you wanted, we could get you in. The bank would finance you for a Nissan Altima, and we knew that we would get you for the extended warranty because we knew the transmission would go out, because Nissan decided to create that stupid ass CV whatever transmission, and it doesn't have gears, and it's just a horrible design. The Nissan Altima is the worst car. I wouldn't buy that for my worst enemy. I'd get you a bicycle before I bought you a Nissan Altima, especially for my kids or anybody. So once he said that, I'm like, oh, okay, this guy he knows nothing. Like if he's looking at the outside of a Nissan Altima and thinking that it's good, he knows nothing. And then he went to this car. So you went from a Nissan Altima to a Veloster. They're both shit cars, both of them. So regardless of if this guy sold it to you or anybody sold it to you, the car would have crapped out anyway. It would have crapped out anyway. You didn't pick a Honda Accord, you didn't pick a Toyota Camry, you didn't pick a Toyota Corolla, you didn't pick a Honda Civic, you didn't pick the V8 Ford. Any other Ford I'm not messing with, especially the V6 twin turbo Fords, because they put that stupid ass water pump inside. You got to drop the motor or anything. But a Lexus ES, like there's a lot of other cars, really the old school 3.6 liter Chevy engines, they were pretty decent. Stuff like that. There's a lot of cars out here but regular 4-cylinder, I don't even know. There's not really too many high brands that I would really purchase outside of Hyundai, Acura, outside of Honda, Acura, Toyota, Lexus. There's not really too many other brands that I would spend my money on and feel confident. I would go to Chevy and Buick and Cadillac and GM, GMC. I would go to those four. That would be my next if I was gonna go domestic. But if I'm gonna go foreign, I'm going to those three. I'm staying away from Mitsubishi, I'm staying away from Nissan, I'm staying away from Mercedes, I'm staying away from BMW. If I want something that's gonna be bang for buck, especially for a kid, I'm going Toyota Corolla or Honda Civic, period. Those are the two that I'm going to for a kid. 100%. You're gonna get them cheap and they're just gonna run and run and run. And it's gonna be super easy to repair. There. So once he decided to go with the two worst cars, I'm like, oh, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. So he decided to buy this car from him. Now, they sold him this Hyundai Veloster. They did not know about the engine recall on the car, and he did not know about the engine recall on the car. So that lets me know that they're both dumb. Like, they're both idiots. And again, if you guys are watching this, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying that all of this type of stuff can be prevented from the dealer and from the purchaser. If I'm the purchaser, it's your fault, buddy. It's your fault. At the end of the day, you handed this guy, Flying Wheels, the money for a piece of crap car. Is he at fault too for having a piece of crap car on his lot and not having the information? Yes, but you don't have to buy it. And if you are gonna buy it, like, I could buy that car and that I'm taking it before I even buy it, if I could get it for like a super low price. And I know, like, if I were to buy this car myself, first off, I'm not buying it for the 5,400 or whatever the hell you told me. I know you got this car for like 12, 1,300 from the deal, from the auction. So off the rip, I'm not giving you any more than 2,500 because I know for a fact there's a recall on it, in which he ended up finding out that his car has a recall on it, and it's the KSDS recall. I mean, he has the KSDS software. He took the car to the dealership and they told him this, but he's so like, just, I don't even know, to be able to fix his own issue. He can't even fix his own issue. That doesn't fall on him. That doesn't fall on the dealer. Yes, the dealer should have known. Yes, the dealer should be doing everything it can to help you fix your issue. But at the end of the day, you purchased it, therefore you are responsible for anything that goes wrong with it, period. And when I'm hearing this guy speak, they went back and forth trying to help him, but he kept asking the third-party dealer to fix his car. Well, he can't. And if he had touched that car, he would have avoided any lifetime warranty that you have with your Hyundai from Hyundai through the engine replacement program. He would have avoided it. And you don't even know that. So you're making videos with thousands of people giving this shit narrative that you got scammed by a third-party dealer who, yeah, they sold you a piece of shit car, right? They sold you a piece of shit car, 100%. But every third-party dealer and every Hyundai Kia dealer in America is selling piece of shit cars. They all are. The difference is if you're a third party selling an old ass Veloster that you got from the auction, he can't repair it. If this he can repair, this he can't. If he were to try to replace this engine or pay one of his mechanics to replace the engine, you're done. You're done. You're screwed for life because you just screwed yourself out of getting a lifetime engine replacement forever from Kia or from Hyundai in this situation, because only they can replace their engines. And then whenever I hear your video of you keep going back to him to get the engine replaced versus finding the paperwork on your car, searching up the VIN number and telling the dealer, hey, Kia or Hyundai, I have the KSDS. Like, this car has been in, which you said in your video. You said in your video that you called the dealer and they told you that the car had been in, and then you brought it in and then they sent you back away telling you that they did a compression test and all this other stuff and that the car is good to go. That's bullshit. Like, a dealer could never do that to me. I don't give a damn what car it is. On my Lexus RX 350, on my Hyundai Optima, on my Kia Optima back when I had it, no dealer on earth could ever do that to me with any vehicle, period. They're not gonna let me come in and I'm not gonna know about the car. I'm gonna know about the car before. In fact, I'll give you a prime example. With my Lexus RX 350, it took me 2.5 years, 3 years to purchase that car. When I purchased it, I knew every single thing about it. That's why I changed my own oil, But guess what? I knew about the wheel bearings going bad. I knew about the sunroof going bad, which is happening right now. I actually already replaced both rear wheel bearings. I already replaced those. I knew about the drone in the exhaust. I knew about the loud tick from the high pressure fuel rail, and I knew about the recall on the door handles. And one day I was at the dealership early. This was like this was like, I bought the car with 29,000 miles. It's like, it might have had like 30 or 40,000. And I was taking it to the dealer to get the oil change because I was just too busy at that time running around. So I had my car at the dealer, and I filmed this. It's not straight out of content. And I had my car at the dealership, Toyota dealership, and the guy was like, hey, you got a recall on your car and your door handle. We're going to go ahead and replace it. I said, fine, no problem. 30, 40 minutes go by. I'm like, hey, where's my car? Oh, we didn't return your car? They lost my car for like an hour and a half. They couldn't find my car. Finally, I'm like, yo, just give me my car. You guys are done with the oil change, just give me my car. I'm never bringing my car back again. They finally found it. It was like way in the back on some other lot because they were gonna start the recall on the door handle, but they couldn't order the door handle. And then the guy who was supposed to start it got busy. But I already knew, like, yeah, sure, if you're gonna do it for free, I knew that the door handle was legit, but they still screwed it up because that's what dealerships do. That's just what they do. So if there had been any issue, or say he would have tried to charge me or something like that, I'd have been like, buddy, I know all the issues that go on with my car and I know about the recall for this. I already knew it. I played stupid. So when he comes to me about the door recall, I'm like, yeah, sure. At that time, I was like, okay, no problem. But I still knew. So this guy didn't know about anything. So he's going to the dealership and he's telling them, hey, my car's doing this and it's doing that, and which again, they burn oil. You can't get an engine replaced for burning oil. They blow valve covers, they leak oil, they do all types of things. You can't get your motor replaced. The engine has to blow. And he kept saying he was going back to the dealer and the check engine light would check on, and then they would get the car and then it would deem, well, we can't do anything with it. First thing I would do, I'm going to another dealership. I'm gonna pit 2 or 3 dealerships against each other, and I'm gonna say, hey, look, I know for a fact I have the KSDS on my car, so you guys gotta replace it. I don't know what dealer is gonna be that's gonna replace my engine, but the engine's blown, I just got the car, it's blown, the software update is already on there. You guys have already touched this car. You gotta replace it. This is the reason why they created the software, which is true. The reason why Hyundai, Kia, Genesis created the KSDS knock sensor detection software update is because without the update, the car doesn't go into limp mode to allow you to bring it to a dealer. But if the car has the software on there and then it goes into limp mode, that's an indication for them to say, okay, the engine is truly failing. We need to replace it. But you gotta know this as the buyer. Like, yes, this guy should have known that. He should have known that. If you're gonna sell cars, you should know your product. Just going to get a cheap car, Nissan Altima, which transmissions, but there is no recall. So if you are a dealer and you are trying to flip cars and you want to flip a Nissan Altima, and then whether or not you flip it on Facebook or you flip it on your lot, when you sell that car, it's probably going to come back. It's probably going to come back for a transmission because they blow transmissions left and right. And same thing with these Kias and Hyundais and Genesis, they blow engines left and right. So in this situation, I'm not going to get into their whole story because they both got probably like an hour worth long of story. But this guy, he effed up by selling a piece of crap Hyundai. He should have known. And I hope that he never buys another Hyundai or Kia product again. If you are a third-party dealer, you are doing yourself a disservice by carrying this product, because the second you sell it, they are going to blame you, not the dealer. And if you don't know, if you are going to sell them, then at least have the KSDS on it. Because everybody out there, if you buy your car from a third-party dealer or even from the actual Hyundai or Kia dealer, they're not responsible for telling you about the recall, nor are they responsible for putting the software on there. So the right thing to do is to buy a Kia Hyundai and then put the software update on that and then give that information to the guy. Like, give that information. And I guess there was some information on that in the glove box or something like that in the car, and that's how he was able to figure it out. But again, you as the seller should be able to tell the customer, hey, listen, if you're gonna buy this car, it has a lifetime engine warranty on it. We can't touch it, because they even tried to sell this guy, the lady in New Hampshire at the dealership, tried to sell him an extended warranty. So one, what are you gonna do? What if the warranty is pertaining to the drivetrain? You can't touch it, because the second you do, you're gonna void the factory warranty, which Hyundai Kia put out. Literally, KiaEngineSettlement.com. So right here, Kia, I can type it in for you guys. Kia engine, right there, boom. Oh, no, sorry, this is the document. But this again is pertaining to all these cars. I got all this stuff. Let me just go to Kia engine. There we go. It's Kia Engine Settlement. Boom. They have websites dedicated to all of this. Like, this is what they do. So you can't touch it, buddy. You can't touch it. None of you guys out there can touch the car if you're a third-party dealer. So this is why I just tell people, listen, you gotta know what the hell you're getting into. I have thousands. If I go to my comments right now, you guys will see thousands of people asking me questions about their car. Let me pull up one of my emails right here. Oh, here goes an email right now that somebody's replying back to right now. Mike, I haven't even looked at it. I haven't took it yet. I'm about to tomorrow. I'm not the original owner. The car was 130,000 miles. I'm here in California. Right here, this one. Only if you have the Kia. Oh, I replied to him. 2015 Kia Optima engine blown. Let's see what else. Impressions. Let's see what else. This guy, random. He bought the book. Thank you so much for buying the book. Here, oh, sorry for showing that person's phone number, but I'm getting thousands of people. I'll blur that out. But I'm getting thousands of people a day, like a day, between comments, emails, and everything. So many people reaching out to help them with this issue. And because they've already bought the car. I'm trying to do everything I can. I'm just one man. I can't do it all. I can't get all of you out there to stop buying these cars, or if you are gonna buy the car, then just be smart about it and make sure that you have all your paperwork in a row, that this way when the engine blows, you have somewhere right to bring it to. Like my cousin, he bought a Kia Optima, and then he didn't have the software. I told him about it. He ended up getting the engine replaced, paying off the car, and then trading it in. And he got a Chevy Colorado, and then the transmission blew out in that. Now he just got a brand new Toyota truck. So you can do everything right. He never had any headaches. He'll never buy a Kia again. He'll probably never buy a Chevy again, but he won't. He didn't have any headaches. And you guys can, me too, even back when I had my Optima before we got our Lexus. My Optima, I didn't have any headaches because, one, I was able to repair anything that went wrong with it. The fans, the AC compressor, the valve cover gasket, the PCV valve, because it was burning so much oil. And I think there was like one or two other things that were going bad with it. And it would shake, but I can't bring it to the dealer until the engine blows. And I was just like, I'm not gonna keep driving a car where the engine is gonna blow and I have to be driving it in order for that to happen. So at the end of the day, I hope this guy sees it, and hopes this guy sees the video and realizes he can take his car. It already has the KSDS on it, according to your words. They have to replace the engine, point blank, period. And Flying Wheels can't touch it. Regardless of how you feel, they didn't scam you. Yes, they sold you a piece of crap car. That is the truth. But they didn't scam you because they didn't know. And a lot of people out here don't know. They just don't do their research on cars. They just buy cars by how they look, and they think that it's a cool car. Like you thought that the Nissan Altima was a cool car. It's not. It's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit car. It doesn't compare to, it compares to the Kia Optima. That's what it compares to, and the Kia Soul. And those cars are shit. They're just shit boxes. They're made really cheap. That's why you can get them for super cheap, and they do like little cool designs to get you to buy it, and they know it's not gonna run. Kia knows this. That's why all their cars, people are buying them, because you can get all these little features and stuff like that, and it looks cool, and it'll run for about 50, 60,000 miles, and then after that, it's crapped out, and you're now upside down. That's the reason why there's been $3 billion lawsuits. And right now, with the stolen program, Kia's handing out $3,000 checks to people who have gotten their Kia stolen, because they made them easy to steal, impossible to repair, because if the engine blows, you're not allowed to touch it, because if you touch it, then you void the warranty that they put out. And then they made it impossible to even replace the engine. It's just the worst car on the planet, period. Stay the hell away from them. That's gonna be it for my video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'll try to do more. I'm glad I was able to do this one. But this guy did not scam you. And you, as the buyer, need to know what the hell it is you are buying. And both of you guys are dumb as hell for purchasing a Kia. Both of you guys are dumb as hell for purchasing a Honda. I caught myself. Either way, don't buy either one of those cars. They're both shit. Carl's Garage, I'm out.